students, welcome back to Distinction in Mathematics and Happy New Year. This is the first video in this beautiful new year. First of all, I want to congratulate all the former grade 11s which are now in grade 12. Welcome and welcome to the channel where we make distinction in mathematics, and if you have already subscribed, welcome back. Today we are answering question 5 of the 2023 supplementary exam paper. We're definitely going to be answering the whole of the exam paper, but since we started our lessons with trigonometry, I wanted us to first answer all the trigonometry questions so that we better understand it before we move on to the rest of the questions. So if you are struggling with trigonometry, stay close. Today we're answering the question paper, but we do have lessons that are easy to understand and will make it easy for you to be able to answer the questions by yourself. And hey, we're going to be answering a lot of past exam papers, so if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe so that we move along together. So before we go to question 5, I want us to understand this part right here, which will make it easy for us to answer the question with understanding. So in any right angle triangle, and your right angle triangle will have one angle which is 90 degrees, and it will look like something like that. So your sine theta would be opposite of a hypotenuse, cos theta would be adjacent of a hypotenuse, and your tan theta would be opposite of an adjacent. And you can write SOHCAHTOA at the back of your question paper, and you will get back to it when you answer the question, just to remind yourself. I know that you're doing grade 12 now and you might have learned this in grade 11, but I want to remind you that in your right angle triangle, your longest side is your hypotenuse, and that is represented by r. And if you need to find that side, you would use your Pythagoras theorem, which is r squared equals to x squared plus y squared, where your r stands for your hypotenuse side, your x stands for the adjacent side, and your y stands for your opposite side. Now, one more thing I want us to note is that the Cartesian plane is divided into 4 quadrants, and all of the trigonometric functions, which are sine theta, cos theta, and tan theta, are all positive in the first quadrant. So they are all positive only in the first quadrant. Sine theta is positive in the second quadrant, where cos theta and tan theta are negative. And tan theta is positive in the third quadrant, where the cos theta and sine theta are negative. Cos theta is positive in the fourth quadrant, where sine theta and tan theta are negative. Please note this, and let's get straight to the questions. So 5.1, in the diagram below, we have point P, which is in the Cartesian plane, and R is a point on the positive axis such that PQR is theta. Calculate without using a calculator 5.1.1 the length of OP. Now, when they say calculate without using a calculator, what they mean is you're going to be able to find an answer without using a calculator, and you're going to have to show all the steps. Now, please don't miss it. If you need to find an answer to 95 squared and you don't know the answer without using the calculator, please use your calculator, just as long as you show all the steps. Remember, this is an exam, so you don't want to waste time. Remember, we talked about the right angle triangle. So if you draw a straight line from P to the x-axis, it will meet the x-axis and make a 90 degrees angle with the x-axis. And of course, as long as the lines are perpendicular to each other, that's a 90 degrees angle. So now we can conclude and say that's a right angle triangle, and OP is our hypotenuse side, and we can use the Pythagoras theorem to find the length of OP. Moving on to 5.1.2, calculate the value of tan theta. Tan theta is opposite of adjacent, and we have both the values of opposite and the adjacent, which are the P coordinates. So this is 1 mark, and we're just going to write it as it is. Now when it comes to B, I want us to use this trigonometric identity, and we're going to start by placing theta on the other side just to make it look like something we are familiar with, and use the identity to remove the negative sign on 180 degrees, which will change the sign on theta as well, so you will have 180 degrees minus theta. Now remember, cos is negative on the second quadrant, where only sine is positive. So we will have minus cos theta, and cos theta is adjacent over hypotenuse. All you do is substitute the values of adjacent and your hypotenuse correctly. There is really nothing complicated about it, and that's going to be your final answer. Now 5.2, determine the general solution of the given equation, and this is 7 marks, so you have to show all the steps. Now if you take out sine x on the left side of your equal sign as your common factor, you'll be left with cos x plus 1. And on the right side of your equal sign, 3 cos x is common, so you'll be left with cos x plus 1. Take this to the other side of the equal sign so that your equation equals 0. And now this makes it easy for us to prove that we have a value of cos x, which is minus 1, and the value of tan x, which is 3. You also need to write your x value, so when you type shift cos minus 1 on your calculator, you get 180 degrees plus k times 360 degrees, where k is an element of integers. Basically, k represents the number of rotations, but I'm going to be explaining that further in another video that I'm going to be uploading soon. Shift tan 3 on calculator is this value plus k times 180 degrees, where k is an element of integers. So you get your 7 marks by showing all the steps, including your x values, and also stating that k is an element of integers. 5.3.2, we have to prove the identity given above. Let's work on the left hand side, which is sine 3x all over 1 minus cos 3x. Now, because we want to have our numerator, which is 1 plus cos 3x, and our denominator, which is sine 3x, and we know that any number multiplied by 1 does not change. It remains that very same number. So in this case, we can multiply by 1, which is 1 plus cos 3x, all over 1 plus cos 3x, which is a better and faster way to prove the right hand side. Thank you for watching till the end of this video, and we're going to be working on 5.3.2 specifically in another video, because I don't just want to give you the answers, but I want us to work on understanding for exam purposes. Please don't forget to subscribe and place your questions in the comment section. And if you enjoyed this video, please give this video a like, and we'll see you on the next video.